The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides. Mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans, yum. And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding, amazing. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip, you won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
This man needs medical attention.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
The old method of treatment for a person in this condition was to throw him in jail.
98 KUPD.
Thank you, Silence the Voice. Just a few minutes away. Cardinals. That's the word you're going to deal with at 7 o'clock, just letting you know. Football season. What was yesterday's stuff? You're just all over the road this week.
Retirement.
Oh, retire. And that's remember that. Retire.
Golf and retire.
Golf and retire. Just things, local stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. So you'll get another, I'll give you that word in a little while. But just a little precursor for you. 7 o'clock, it opens up. Get yourself $1,000. Easy peasy. Got an email from a girl that said, Psh, if my husband asked me to wash the car, said he'd go down on me for it, I'd be out there washing the car. What's wrong with these ladies? I'm like, yeah. That's one. She enjoys that stuff. She also went on to say, he never does that. Well, you married a black guy, so it's not my fault. I wonder how black people got that reputation, because every guy I know that's black is always like, hey, I don't know what that's about. I'm down there all the time. Like, Chris Rock didn't help in CB4. Because remember that he looked at the camera and he just shook his head like, yeah. And then the one dude did it. She fell in love with him. Either way, I'm sorry your husband's not doing that to you. Maybe if you stepped up your game on the other end, he'd start pushing back. But I like Brady's theory.
Why don't you do a couple chores around here and earn a little tongue bath?
I'm impressed. If that's true, I'm impressed.
I didn't see that. Did you see that coming when he said that that's how he handles things? He's telling me I got it figured out just because I don't negotiate with terrorists. This guy.
Wait a minute. What time does Ronnie get up?
Yeah, that's I know exactly what's going on here. 7 o'clock. It's like,
That's crazy talk. Quiet down.
Yeah. You know better than that.
She's not doing it. She's not doing any chores. You know better than that. Come on.
House is pretty clean today. It's like somebody earned one. Let's get to center of that Tootsie Pop. Nom, 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 nom. All right. Somebody clean the pool. Brady, I did some chores today. Well, let's drop those drawers for those chores. All right.
Let's see. It looks like you have 30 minutes credit coming towards you.
I did some weed eating outside. Ooh, yeah.
Sorry. I had no idea you handled things that way. You, my friend, are the king of the earth.
Yeah.
But it is funny when you do that. And look, that lady emailing, there's a few of them out there. You can get them to do chores for that kind of stuff. But my guess is they've got like a China the wrestler situation going on down there. They're more man than woman.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. That's the right reaction.
I didn't bring that up during breakfast. Hey, don't speak ill of the dead with dicks. It's a thing. I had some yesterday. I decided on the advice of a listener through email yesterday morning that since the Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy were reruns that I had already seen, and it's no fun to pretend to solve the puzzle off 2 letters when you know deep down you're just faking. To watch that 9/11 documentary on the old Netflix.
You dove in.
And I'm all
the one
about,
I started the series?
Yeah.
With new footage?
It's got new footage.
It's just got a different angle about Afghanistan and
tons of new
like
people, kind of some folks involved that are telling stories.
That one guy in the first episode that arranged everything in Afghanistan.
He's phenomenal.
The
like they need
guy.
to make a movie out of that
Totally.
guy. He's and the New York Times reporter that was told, hey, why don't you guys figure out your way into the Northern Territory of, and he's like, what do I do? And he had to fly to Turkmenistan and walk.
His hotel was a hut.
Yeah, his hotel was a hut with windows. It was the best one in the city. It was a room with a window, and he's like, it's got glass where the window should be, so this is the nicest room. He said, and then, we're sitting there and nothing really going on, and B-52s start going over our heads, and all of a sudden, the world's just rattling.
Or
blowing up everything.
His first night in Kabul, the Taliban shows up on his hotel door, knocks on the door, says, "Hey, we want to invite you to the beheading and the execution today."
Yeah. Well, no, it was the amputation. They took a guy's hand off. And then an execution of a dude who, over irrigation rights, killed another person. They're like, well, we take him out to the Olympic Stadium, which was a dump, and took him out in the middle of the thing. Crowd gathers. Dude's just sitting there with a hood on his head, and they give a gun to the brother of the guy who he killed, and he goes up and pops him in the head. Just drops him in front of a crowd. And
that was the finale.
That was their
The setup was cutting off a guy's hand.
We'd love to. Yeah, well, there was an opening act.
Yeah.
For theft, or that guy was...
they didn't say on that one. I don't remember.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then just showing him beating the tar out of women on the regular just for not being in the city with a man. Or showing crazy. So you get a little bit more of a
perspective
on Afghanistan. And I didn't realize how fast we went over there.
Yeah.
It was the end of September of 2001. We were bombing Afghanistan, and I don't remember that at all. Yeah. I remember us going to Iraq like 6 months later.
Yep.
But I don't remember us just going, get them in there. Ground troops didn't show up for a while, but it's crazy. So, but it is, got through 2.5 of them and started to drift about 10:30. And I'm like, we'll watch the rest of this later. But it's definitely, it's tragedy porn.
It's tragedy.
It's definitely
porn
tragedy porn, but
this isn't going to come out the right way, but it gives you a perspective on the arrogance of like the U.S. government in some places about how quickly they thought they could get over on things.
Underestimating that.
Totally underestimating, terror cells and all that.
And that's been that way for a long time. I mean,
well, and again, it goes back to the chaos we created by helping them beat Russia in the first place.
That's the thing.
It's crazy. And then and like they said, this whole thing stems back to the idea that the whole thing started with Russia, which we knew, but maybe not to this extent. Where that one guy's talking, he goes, all of 9/11 can be traced right back to 1979 when Russia invaded Afghanistan, because we created 2 enemies. 7, actually, because you start looking.
7 sisters.
Yeah, we basically broke it up and said, hey, we helped you beat the Russians. You're on your own. And all 7 of them were like, well, who's in charge? I'm like, you.
Free for all.
And they had a free for all. And then the Taliban won it all. And we're mad at us. Like, oh, okay. And, it's eye-opening. It's definitely that. I don't want my tragedy porn to be given to me. I want to find it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want the NFL today. Like, that's the problem I'm going to have. Is I'm going to dive into this 9/11 stuff now that I'm into this Netflix series, and it's good. It's you can't turn it off. And that man, I don't know about you, Rich, but when you're watching all that again, the planes and the people and the stuff and the people falling out of the building and the guy that was in the Marriott hotel attached to the thing, who said, I had no idea what was going on. They didn't know it was planes. I remember my ex told me the same thing. She's like, we didn't know what was going on. And she stood outside because they told her to evacuate the hotel, and the second plane went right over her head. She's like, is that
surreal?
And all she said was, I was just waiting for the next one. They didn't know. They had no reports like we did, like 2 have hit. They were assuming this was just a nonstop flood of planes coming in. And the buildings were tilting over, not falling straight down. So the fear in that is, and watching that, you're just like, oh, it's just brutal to watch again. And
the
every
firefighter
time,
he made it underneath an awning of one of the buildings,
and it happened
to be the strongest part of the building.
It happened to hold up for whatever reason. It's crazy, but it brings it all back again. You're like, what am I doing to myself? But it's
not a happy thing.
No, and it's a bunch of education. Like there's a load of new info, I guess we'll say.
Yeah.
Even though it's old information, but it's kind of
new
brought
stories.
to you in a new way. Yeah.
And the audio that I hadn't heard before from some of the planes and the air traffic.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's bananas. So got through about 2 hours.
We'll have to finish that this afternoon.
Were you watching it? Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, you're going to watch the whole thing in one day?
Do it before dinner. Do it before dinner.
While Ronnie's out there washing the car, getting ready for her bath.
That'll charge you right up.
I'm going to wait till your hands unprune, and then I'm going to go down.
With all this on my mind.
I don't like when your hands are pruning on the back of my head. I don't like feeling that. It's like having an old lady on me. I don't like that.
1 more hour. Find something else to do.
Why don't you dust or mop or something, and I'll give you I'll treat the old fart box to a bath.
Killer Brady, Pimp Brady is just awesome. I love Killer Pimp Brady. But, if that were the case, Brady, they want someone that interested in that? Because that's their game.
Yes.
It doesn't add up to me that that's silly when we do it to them.
You guys are just different.
Not really. I thought we liked each other. Isn't that something like you would? I didn't know I have to do chores to get the things I like. How come you don't?
Right.
I'm paying for everything, and I've got to do chores to get this?
Well, it's different.
Well, you're winning. You realize what that is just kicking my ass, right? Like, I go to work, I come home, I have to pick up dog poop, take some trash out, make sure I've got my ducks in a row in order to even be in the discussion for a treat. I come home, you've cleaned, you've done some stuff. I'm like, hey, let's treat that beautiful little thing to a session.
You cleaned
You're
up.
disgusting.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh wants to find the honey hole. Maybe get his head stuck for a little while. Call the fire department. Anyway, what are you going to do? But yeah, that 9/11 thing. Back to that. Just Brady's. You've thrown us off with your killer pimp moves. I need a killer pimp somewhere in the middle. Sometimes in the middle of this 9/11 stuff, wouldn't it be nice to just say, and now a break. Here's Brady the killer pimp with some advice for your house. And just have Brady, all right, if you ever wanted a lady, then just, well, what's this? Well, it's just we're taking a step away from the sadness of the tragedy porn. But when I watch this stuff, I think to myself, okay, I volunteered for this. This is clearly a 9/11 show.
Yes.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
And then again, last night, I'm watching sports stuff. And in the middle of it, they start talking about the 2001 Diamondbacks and how much 9/11 meant to this. And I'm like, enough. I get that it was there, but not everything has to be. I'm the first one to talk about firefighters and cops in a positive light. And after watching this, again, anybody that screams we got to spend money to the police and everything else, when you're seeing these dudes running upstairs causing a single file 90 floors and things like that, just say, all right, let's meet in the middle somewhere and say, yes, there's some corruption, but there's some brilliance in this operation as well. It's we cast this giant net over the cops saying they're all terrible people because some are sucky cops and bad people. Well, it's a problem in the whole system. Like maybe, but it's not happening as much as the media would let you believe, to the point where we forget the necessity when hits the fan. Yeah. And you watch that stuff and you're like, anybody that screams we shouldn't fund them, we shouldn't be on their side. I think you create an enemy when you start telling them they're going to cast you off, and they feel like they're up against it. I got plenty of cop buddies who are all waiting for the day they're allowed to retire. They're just jumping off. They're like, nobody wants us. We won't do the job. We need them. And this documentary makes you go, okay, reassess. We could do some more work here and make sure that we meet in the middle. But what happens without them? What happens in a city like that when we're like, well, they don't have enough money. We're defunding. Let them figure it out on their own. It's like, okay. Because, man, talk about a necessity looking at that video. But I don't want it during NFL weekend. I don't want it during, my baseball games, which are right now hard to watch as it is. And the Cubs and the Reds games, and you're watching the Reds just dominate a team I've never heard of, and you're like, okay, the last thing I need right now is for you to bring up 9/11, because it's the second worst tragedy that's happened in 20 years aside from trading away this entire Cubs.
Do you feel bad you're not fitting any of that in during this weekend?
What do you mean?
Like the 9/11 stuff, because, from college football all day Saturday, NFL all day Sunday.
Oh, no. I actually have an event to go to Saturday.
Yeah.
That I agreed to go with for Fitz's MAM thing. I'm supposed to go to that on Saturday morning, just for 9/11 tribute to soldiers, firefighters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was invited, so I'll go to that. But it isn't about to me, those are those moments where we all kind of make ourselves feel good, like standing up at a hockey game. Let's give a applause for the troops. Like, it's nice. But it's hollow. It's a shallow gesture to say, we didn't really do anything as citizens, so here's the best we've got, say thanks. And now it's become kind of just part of the game. It's almost like the halftime show. Oh, yeah, this is the part where we stand. Show us your shoes at the Suns game. And also, clap for the troops. It's like saying I love you when you hang up with somebody. Does it mean anything, or are you just saying it because it's your new goodbye?
Yeah.
So, these lunches and dinners are a reminder that there are people out there still dealing with it. So I'll go to that. But But I don't need Michael Strahan to interview firefighters and make me feel terrible before the Steelers and Bills go at it. And in the middle of that, I got to be reminded again. It's like, let's hear it for our. I guess maybe because I feel that way all the time. Not that I'm some special person, but I like cops and firefighters all the time. So it's not something that I have to be reminded of. So I think I kind of take that to my. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't need somebody. Oh, yeah, I got to be nice to. I got to remember that firefighters are important. I remember that cops are important. That's kind of always what I still, like a little kid, when a fire truck goes by, kind of lose it.
Oh, go get them, boys.
I kind of lose it a little bit. I don't know what I say that.
I do.
Because usually it's pulling somebody out of a pool.
Well, that's what I mean. Go
get him, boys. He's in the bottom. Go get him, boys. Yeah, I just like the truck.
Well, I try and be positive about it.
I just think they're cooler than me.
100%.
I look at them like athletes sometimes, where I'm kind of like, when I see a
the
guy,
firefighters' ball, the stories there, they do
cooler.
things that I would never even think about.
I see firefighters wander into like a Circle K or something, and it's cool. I think they just look cool. They're the only ones that pull off the porn mustache.
Yeah,
they have to because they can't. They got to wear those gas masks. They can't have facial. They wear the porn mustache. And I saw a guy the other day. I'm like, a firefighter or a porn star? And he's laughing. He goes, 17. And I'm like, oh, you're over there at 17. Oh, yeah, can't wear the beard. I don't know why, but you're the only ones that, like, said, I can't wear a beard, so I'm going to go full porn stash. It's great. Yeah, I look at them as not. I'm not going to throw the word hero around like crazy. They can be heroes, but I don't need to be reminded that they're important. And I feel like this is fake.
At the other side of it, though, this is a really important time for that. Because it's been quite the other way.
That's what for cops, especially for sure. Yeah. But I mean, I don't like. I guess that's my personal thing. Right. I don't really need to be reminded of how important they are by Michael Strahan talking to four. You're like, firefighters.
I'm good.
I get it. I want my football.
Yep.
If I want to watch Netflix tragedy porn, hitting a button and making a choice. I got to sit through pregame shows, and my sports, my escape has to be. If every time I went on FanDuel to try to make a bet, right in the middle of the bet, it gave me a little commercial about how important 9/11 was. I'm like, I get it. I know. You don't have to remind me every 5 seconds. I'm not a moron. I don't need to be saddened at every turn. There doesn't have to be some sad emotion. Sometimes I want to just get away from it all.
Will there be the opening games, the first round, probably a moment of silence?
Oh, positive. Yeah. September 12th, there'll probably be the ribbon around the trade centers all over the fields and stuff.
Interesting to see what college football does, too.
Because it'll be September 11th. Yeah, it's 20th anniversary. What did college footballs like? Did they even stop doing anything? They didn't.
Everything stopped for a week.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Everything stopped.
They just scooted everything down a week, right?
Yeah. Because the NFL season was extended a week because they didn't play.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, it worked out great for the NFL because it moved the Super Bowl into February, which is Heaps month.
It did.
So it actually
late February.
Well, no, it was
not later,
early because it used to be in January, and they moved it to February because that's when television ratings set their rates.
Yep.
So it actually worked out great for the network that had the Super Bowl. So their rates, the rights to have the Super Bowl went up. So 9/11 became a cash cow for the NFL. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, it's we're going to get tragedy porn like crazy. But I highly recommend that documentary. Whoever told me about it was like, it's great. You got it. I'm like, oh, do I want to do this? Sure enough, I'm like 5 minutes in. I'm like, damn it, I'm locked.
What's it called? Some guy just hit me up asking what it is.
I don't know. You can't miss it. It's 9/11.
Is it the big one on the first page?
I'll tell you this.
It is on the first page. It's everywhere.
2 relatively recognizable towers on the clickable button.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you might want to, if you're like, I don't know which building it is, then you're not interested.
It is Netflix, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And probably the first thing that you see, if you see multiple.
Now available.
Yeah. If you see, I don't know, Kate Beckinsale and.
That's not the
It's the one. If Gandalf's in it, it's the wrong Twin Towers. That's the 2 towers. Totally different. But yeah, you can't. It's kind of you really don't need the name.
Yeah.
Anything that says 9/11 on it, search around with that.
I'd go under the now trending or what's popular.
Yeah.
You'll probably.
Just find those 2 towers. Well, how do I know which ones are right?
And it's a
you're
series.
not interested
I think there's 8 episodes in it.
There is?
I think.
I'll make it through 6.
I'm with you. I'm at 2.5
I can't do 8 of anything.
I might be wrong on the 8.
Oh, that's a lot. I'm not
Turning Point.
Turning Point.
That's it. Thank you, Texter.
Turning Point. Okay. That's what that guy knows.
See, and that's the problem I have with binging. The same topic every day, I can't watch it. So I lose interest and then I forget about it. The Paul McCartney thing, I got through 3. I was thrilled with it. And I'm like, I don't want to watch the next day because I just watched a bunch of Paul McCartney yesterday. And so, like, maybe I haven't finished. I can't do it. I
There's
cannot
more
binge.
than 3?
I think there is like 6, aren't there? I can't.
Yeah, I'm only 3 into it.
Binge anything. It's not interesting to me to watch the same characters every single day. Boys, I was watching that once a week. Like every show I watch, and like it comes out on a Friday, that made me excited because then I had to wait a week.
Didn't you binge The Sopranos, though, when you rewatched it? Or
when I rewatched The Sopranos, I watched every day for an hour.
Oh, okay.
And it was hard, but it's Tony. And I already knew the payoff was great.
Right.
I love every second of it. But it was tough.
And I'd probably do two episodes a
I can't
day,
do it. I cannot binge. This is the whole entertainment world has gone the opposite of what I like. This bargain basement bucket of find your entertainment and good luck. And by the way, there's 12 hours of it. I can't do it. I'm an hour in. I start getting bored with the people. That's the reason why movies are 2 hours. It's like been studied. Anything more than 2 hours, people kind of like, all right, I'm kind of done with these people. Like at dinners I got dinner tonight with Hopkins. I don't want to go. He asked, like, let's go to the casino after. I'm like, 2 hours, Doug. We're done. We're people. It's 2 hours and we're out, right? I don't want to spend the whole time. Then the next day, Kevin Ray, when we went off to L.A. together, we hung out. We had a great time. Woke up, and then we're like, I got nothing to say to you. We've been together for a day and a half. This is too much time.
Yeah.
So we just kind of quietly hung around each other. It was very pleasant. And occasionally pop off with some sports stuff. I think the world of the guy. You don't want to spend that much time with an individual, let alone seek them out every single day for 4 hours at a time. I can't do it. Damn it, 8 of those episodes. I didn't know that, or I wouldn't have gotten involved. I'll tell you this. The first 3, really good. And then you guys tell me how it ends.
And if you don't go back, by the time the weekend's done, you're not going to.
No, I'm not
going to
back.
finish.
Well,
after the fact,
I'm not. Well, it has nothing to do with the weekend. It's just me. I might watch a couple more tonight, and I can't do it. I gotta get out of this because the world has pointed that direction. Eventually, I'll just stop watching anything, which is kind of where I am. Trying to watch movies is impossible now because I always expect to be disappointed. It's in my home. A 2-hour movie takes about 3 hours to watch for me. I get up, I start doing something else. There's other things in my house to do. I'm like, well.
That's how I was almost with the Guns N' Roses concert. 3 hours. It
Oh,
was just too much. The 2 and
entertainment
I'm good.
is 2 hours, max 2:15, and you're pushing me at 2:15.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's why I'm not a big fan of opening acts.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Just
I
show
don't
up right before the band.
Staying in there for 3 hours. I go for the big name. I'm here for one band. If it's 3 good or 4, like if it's a Ozfest or U-Fest kind of thing, and you got like 9 bands that are playing 30 minutes at a time, you're moving, I'm fine with that. Keep it moving.
Just the perfect dose of each band.
Keep it moving. But don't give me 2 hours of each one. I'm like, I can't do this.
Okay, we're lucky. The 5 looked like an 8 to me, so there's only 5 episodes.
All right. I can do 5. I can get that done by
I'm
Friday.
halfway through right now.
Maybe. You didn't get through McCartney.
Yeah, it's strong. It's a good point. And I kind of know how this ends.
I stopped on McCartney, too.
Did you? You
It's
didn't
great.
finish either?
I didn't finish it.
Oh, it's great.
I didn't finish it.
I loved every
It's
second
fantastic.
of it.
It's so
Didn't finish.
good.
Yep. Just too much Paul McCartney in my house. I would ask Paul to leave. I'd like, look, Paul.
That's too much Rick Rubin.
Maybe we should go get some ice cream. No, I think, Paul, why don't you, you're like a house guest. You've been here too long. It's time for you to go do other stuff.
Let me guess. You did this too.
Yeah, I know. You were great. We get it.
John, I'm not trying to bum you out more, but finish this series.
Oh,
It
no.
really is worth it.
That's bummed me out more. It is tough to watch, but
Yeah.
and we're going to get nailed by this tragedy porn stuff. And there I am volunteering for a full series of it. But yeah, they're on it right now. Channel 3, even local news. We're putting together a 9/11 special for Saturday morning. I'm
Stop.
like, a local one? Why? Well, that's my big beef with 9/11 was because I had a connection.
Right.
Because the person I was dating at the time was in the tower.
Yeah.
And I got calls from the local news. Like, can we send a truck to your house to talk to him? Like, I don't know if she's alive or dead, so I don't know what you guys want. And they kept saying, well, we want to come to the house and talk to you. I'm like, why? Well, there's a local spin on it. I'm like, this is a worldwide spin. You don't need a Phoenix local spin from some DJ. You
How
don't.
about the one flight school here in Tucson that they went to that had nothing to do with it?
Yeah. Oh,
and
they had a couple.
they went to them and started hammering them about what their requirements were and all this. And they're like, look, we have nothing to do with
I
this.
didn't want some reporter to stand in I was at my mom's house. I hadn't even gotten a house back here yet. I was at my mom's house, and they're like, and there was a truck outside, a Channel 12 truck found the house. I'm like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
How do they know, A, where I am, and B, how did this happen? We wanted to talk to you a local angle. I'm like, hey, here's your local angle, finger. You bloodhounds, quit sucking the marrow out of this story. It doesn't need your help. If you don't have enough with the footage of the buildings coming down that you need local radio personality doesn't know if his girlfriend's dead or not. Let's put a camera in his face. Pigs. You don't think that people will find that interesting? I don't really care. Like, it's not about that right now, is it? If you're still getting some people out there going, who cares? And I'm the difference? Come on. Yeah, that was Vulture City there. That was weird.
John, it's not the same, but the older generation feels the same way about Kennedy. Every year for a decade, that was brought up and they had to relive it. It's not on a national scale like that, but I mean,
Kennedy's
that
not?
International.
He means international.
Yeah, I was saying. Kennedy was, some of the states didn't get, well, Texas probably didn't care as much.
Yeah.
Some of the South didn't care that Kennedy
So I get that reference. I mean, it finally slowed down and died out, but you and Paul love that every Thanksgiving. You guys schedule around it.
The smell of turkey, the Lions down 14, Kennedy's head exploding. That's Thanksgiving in America to me. I can't get enough of that. The specials are amazing. Paul bought me a book about Kennedy. Yeah. I know neither of us read.
But there's pictures.
But there's photos of his head. I'm like, oh, God, that's awful. Give me that book. Yeah, so it is. Tragedy porn's very real, and we are very interested, and that's why all the sports turn to it, is because we eat it up. NFL draft turned into tragedy porn by telling you everybody's draft, their draft story all included their most recent family death. Cedric Ceballos. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's got the COVID so bad that he's, it's Cedric Ceballos. He was an average to decent player for the Suns for a couple of years. And because he's a name we know, there he is on a ventilator on his Twitter page saying, hey, this thing's kicking my ass. I could use some help, he believes in the thoughts and the prayers. And he's like, give me some thoughts and prayers. And then throws out the naked apology to everybody he's ever kind of over in his life. Hey, if I've ever done anything wrong to you, I'll publicly apologize right here and now. No, if you could, just thoughts and prayers. And all that did to me was go, what have you done to people that made it so the COVID mask made you apologize for the first time? I know I've done a lot of, so let me just say before I take in any more COVID meds, sorry about that to anyone. It's not really an apology. It's an in case. Oh, yeah, it's 7 o'clock. Cardinals is today's word. 97936. Cardinals to get you 1,000. But Cardinals, multiple. Cardinals, not Stanford Cardinal. Cardinals.
Not the Pope and his minions.
Cardinals. Cardinals. Is that spelled the same way?
I don't know. I think so, yeah.
Cardinal.
Sure, why not?
Well, it is today. Cardinals, like the Arizona Cardinals, the football team. 97936. That's the number. The word is Cardinals. Get you $1,000. Yeah.
Wow, John, you really have ADD. 5 episodes is kicking your ass?
It kills me. 3.
Yeah.
3 is it.
But I will say that's a slog to get through.
Not even that.
It's so interesting.
In like WandaVision, I could get through 2. And I'm like, that's enough. I don't want Wanda around anymore. I don't care about her boyfriend, Paul Bettany. That's it.
And the first 2 were the toughest, really. Like, what is
I loved those because I love old sitcoms.
Yeah,
so I got that, but they were odd. I didn't know where it was going.
A little bit of the backstory, and then it got better and better.
Yeah, it was good until the end, and then it stunk. And then I was disappointed that I wasted all that time on WandaVision because it turned into your typical Marvel, somebody floating with one knee in the air and their arms out and then landing on it. It turned into the exact same way all of Marvel things end, which is just mass destruction, and then the 2 people you expect to be standing at the understanding. So it's dumb people brain.
John,
stories.
I apologize in advance, but you mentioned tragedy porn, and of course, so my brain goes to Pornhub. I type in Turning Point. Maybe you'll get something interesting to watch there as well. Not so much.
I've done this.
Turning Point?
No, I've done this.
Oh.
Shh, everybody brace yourselves. This is not comfortable. Go to Pornhub. Search 9/11.
Oh, come on.
It's in there.
No.
Oh, yeah. There's stuff. Yeah. It's not much.
Don't do it, Brett.
Brett says going in. I'm telling you.
I got to get off the Wi-Fi
There
here.
is not a topic that they have not played with. It's to play the game Stump Pornhub. I bet you Kennedy assassination's got something in there.
I'm looking.
You know why? Because the word ass is in assassination. You're just going to get a bunch of butt videos. There's never been a
Jimmy
time.
Hoffa.
There has never been a time.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be a great one.
Teamsters would be in there.
Hoffa has OFF, so you're just going to get dudes getting jerked. There has never been a time it says Pornhub doesn't know what you're looking for. They will give you videos. What you got?
Let's see. Wow.
9/11 porn.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
They touch on all of it.
He doesn't want to say titles.
Yeah, no.
What about JFK?
I bet you Twin Towers is involved
All
with
right,
two
let's
huge
try that.
wangs and like a Middle Eastern girl banging into them. They have no
Mile
boundaries.
High Club videos.
Oh, yeah,
That's
they're there.
Denver. If I see what you're doing. Ew, Brady.
Look, it's
I know
Pornhub.
it's porn, but
Look.
how does that end? There's no happy ending.
There is actually no Twin Towers.
No kidding.
I figured it'd be a bunch of cans or something.
You
too, hey?
stump Pornhub
Yeah.
with Twin Towers?
Yeah.
That shouldn't even be related to 9/11. There's 9/11 porn and no Twin Towers? I can think of 10 movies called Twin Towers that have nothing to do with the towers.
What else we got here?
Wow. I'm impressed. Either way.
O.J. Simpson?
I bet you there's something. O.J. Simpson on porn. It's got to be the first time that's ever been searched on Pornhub. Like an alarm is going off wherever in Chatsworth that basically says some guy's searching for O.J. porn.
Oh, it's all Simpsons, like those cartoon porns that they make.
Got it. Of Barton,
Yeah.
Lisa. That's gross. You're the devil if you draw that stuff. I've never understood people that thought that was amusing when they show me like
Flintstones.
Homer's boner or Fred Flintstone's banging Betty. It's like how come he has to drift from Wilma? Why do I have to see him also being a caveman? Because he's a caveman. Cardinals, that's the word today. 97936. Easy enough. But yeah, we're all going to gamble it away. We're going to cry from tragedy porn and watch our football this weekend. You might have $1,000. That's beautiful. Did any of the 9/11 videos good?
Nah, not really.
Nothing special.
Nothing great.
All homemade.
Yeah, kind of.
Now I need to search it. I'm going to do that.
What
later.
other tragedies you got?
Well, that's it. Don't put in tsunami.
I'm sure there's some hurricane stuff.
Oh, there's
locked
hurricanes.
locked in.
There's hurricanes.
So a bunch of texters just
Lots of blowing.
sent this in. Are you aware of the rules of the internet? Rule number 34 of the internet.
What is this, Fight Club?
Asserts that internet pornography exists concerning every conceivable topic there is.
Yeah. Except Twin Towers, evidently.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I had a friend of mine tell me that a long time ago. Search 9/11. I'm like, shut up. Do it. Okay. And I did it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It's like a full list. Like there's a show more thing at the bottom. If you get through the first 8 or 9 videos, like, I don't like this. Click on show more. And there's like, it reloads the page. It's great stuff.
The actual wording is rule number 34. There is a porn of it, no exceptions.
There's a porn of it. You could search Brady Bogan and probably come up with a dude who looks just like him.
It'd be some Australian guy.
Yeah, it'll be hillbillies in Australia.
Yeah.
Bogans.
Did you know that?
Tell you
Brett?
what, yeah,
No.
Bogan means hillbilly in Australia. By the way, get outside and give the old dingo a bath, and I'll come down there and
Give the dingo a bath.
I'll give you gutted rabbit a lick.
What are they saying? They're Australian. Who
We make a
cares?
Chores
shirt of
all
that.
over.
Brady,
Go give your
the
dingo a bath.
bath.
Give your dingo a bath, and I'll give you gutted rabbit a lick.
What is he saying? It's code for something terrifying. I love Pimp Brady, especially Australian Pimp Brady. Cardinals, get it in there. 97936. That's the word. Good luck. You got 33 more minutes. Brett, what's on the big board of musical treats today?
Wake Up Song brought to you guys by our buddies over there at Action Ride Shop. You guys all know that they're the best bike shop in the Valley and snowboarding and skiing and everything else they got there, but they're trying to get it in print. They're trying to get the best of bike shop from the new times. BestofPhoenix2021.com and vote for your buddies over there at Action Ride Shop. And also check out their brand new website, actionrideshop.com. And you can get the coffee there, so make sure you hit them up as well. But on the Wake Up Song, we got, since my computer agrees with me. All right. Slipknot in there, 9 Inch Nails, Dope, GNR, AC/DC, Seven Dust Terminator. I haven't heard that in a long time. Ghost, I knew you'd be in on that.
Lose me at that one.
Dropout King, Chevelle, Avatar, Anthrax, and AC/DC with Sin City for the Gamblers.
Haven't heard Terminator in a while. You're right. Seven Dust is always good. And which one did you do for the Gamblers?
That was Jay Gutentag, AC/DC Sin City for the Gamblers.
Oh, wow. It isn't Sin City. It's
Not yet.
Sin in Your Hand, which has been going on for a long time in Jay's life. How about, I want that Seven Dust Terminator. I haven't heard that. Love the Seven Dust, so we'll go with that one. Glorious. A guy emailed me back about his wife. She's, I'm not a degenerate gambler. I don't have a problem. She just doesn't want me doing it. You'd have a sit down. Tell you're a grown man.
Go Brady's method.
Stay the hell out of my phone.
You stay out of my phone. You've shown yourself responsible. Hopefully, you think the same of me. I'm not going to go crazy. I have money for this. If you earn money, you're allowed to, use it how you want, as long as you're not killing the bills or blowing
I wonder
a
if it's
plant.
a religious thing.
You think?
I don't know. There could be a little factor of that if it's gambling, but that seems to be a little more laxed.
Oh yeah, no. Well, when convenience starts pushing religion out of the way, religion happily gets out of the way. They haven't said a word. I haven't heard one person from the diocese step up and say this is against everything we believe in, because there's
Couple
money.
of sermons before. Do not do these apps.
Yeah, please. These vices. All right, you guys bring it up, but you'd think that they'd step up and say
Drinking and whoring all weekend.
Remember when drinking and whoring was a big thing? Now they don't even talk about it. They're not
the day
listening.
that ends in Y.
Yeah, right. Drinking and whoring day. It ends in Y. Yeah, they don't care about any of that stuff anymore. And I'm not taking moral advice from them.
Right.
I know what you. Yeah, why don't you tell me about gambling more often? And why don't you go find a couple of guys banging kids in your workplace, and we'll talk about morals later. Guy in a dress.
I wonder how much queso they're going to be pushing today on the 700 Club because of the big football weekend.
In the world, yeah.
They try to
Get
sell
your
the queso.
queso.
They do sell 25 years worth of queso at a time on Jim Baker's show. Just great. 700 Club doesn't give that stuff
Oh,
up.
that's what
Pat just
Jim
tells
Baker.
everybody that abortions make you.
The power hour, whatever they call it.
Well, that Jim Baker show is awesome when they sell you the queso.
25 years of supplies,
And you can make a coffee table out of them. They take these 5-gallon buckets and just stack them and then put a tablecloth over it.
it's like a coffee table now.
No, it's not. It's a big lumpy
Well hidden.
bunch of buckets with a cloth on it.
But inside those buckets is broccoli and rice and queso. You're the happiest 25 years of your life.
You'll be rooting for the Lord.
Yeah, you'd be rooting for the end.
And I just want to raise my hand and go, not for nothing, Bakers. What are you worried about 25 years of after Jesus comes? Aren't you all ascending?
I can't take that queso with me either.
Who are you talking to? Because it's all
It is
sinners,
interesting.
right? Like all the good ones leave when he comes back, and that's what they're planning for is the second coming, and they're selling it to me.
Maybe they believe there'll be a 90-day period before we vaporize.
It's 25 years. Then give me 90-day money back guarantee on that. I mean, at least Costco has a decent return policy. If I bought 25 years worth of cheese and it turned out only 90 days before Jesus sweeps up and all right, everybody up. But you're selling it to me. I watch that show, but I'm not going to buy your 25-year product in case Jesus comes back and Brady's clothes are just sitting in that. Brady ascended. Here we go. I need the food. Brady's not going to need that supply.
It's a pile of curtains. No, that's Brady's clothes.
Mormons do it too. Mormons start stockpiling stuff
Yeah.
for when the end is
yeah.
here. When the end is here, aren't you leaving? Mm-hmm. Aren't you the first ones out? Self-righteous knobs?
Joseph
I don't know
Smith
if it's
believed that
because
same thing.
I wonder if
I don't know.
it's before the whole thing is happening during these times. If you're taking the number of the beast,
Okay.
this is buying supplies where you can go off the grid.
Let me argue with you here on this. If Jesus is so incredibly impotent that he can't clear this thing out in less than 25 years, and I need cheese for that length of time before everything's settled, he's a terrible deity, and you need to swap him out.
And I believe
should do it in the snap
people
of a
need to
finger,
hear
right?
this.
Now you would think.
Yeah.
I'm
not
baffled at it because
I'm not bashing the religion. I'm bashing
Right.
the people that sell you 25 years worth of food. And I
Right.
am bashing the religion also.
Well, it's weird because it goes against what it says, more or less.
Yeah.
It doesn't say to supply up and hunker
Right.
down.
It says, I'll come get you if you're a good person. You're coming with me. If you're not, John, I think it actually says that in the book. Hey, Holmberg, you stay. I'm like, I'm totally cool with that. I have been kind of against your teachings the entire way.
Maybe they're buying and stocking up to leave for the other people that can't stick around, and you can find the supplies.
That would be very nice. So they create a war on on the garages.
Yeah. Then you can fuel up on the different.
We're running over to Baker's house. They're not home anymore.
Yep.
The Ascension.
Gonna raid.
They got queso.
And they got loads of cheese. Do we have chips? That would be the ultimate hell. There's buckets and buckets and buckets of cheese and no chips. Hopefully there's some Mexicans.
Got the last bag of chips.
Hopefully some Mexicans got abortions, and they'll be hanging around.
They can make
up spec.
Yep.
Like, hey guys, I need some
masa.
chips.
Roll them up.
I got 25 years
Lots
worth of
of
queso
masa.
here. Since Jesus showed up, it's been hard finding a Catholic Mexican that. Here you two are. You guys still work cheap? Because I want some chips.
Orderly, Holmes.
See, we need some corn.
I can help you with all that. I got garage full of food. I just don't know what to do with it. Chips and cheese are essential for my afterlife. Your God would be I would hate him more, Brady.
Man, what would we evolve into after 25 years of chips and cheese?
You're looking at it. It's called Maryvale.
We're on our way.
Have you been to a Costco?
Ugh.
Anyway, let's do Seven Dust, shall we?
Hey, John,
yeah.
I just want to throw this out there because you might be interested as a PSA. Be careful on the road today.
Okay.
It's Steve Keim's birthday.
Oh, God, it is. Oh, my God.
Hashtag
Cardinals gentleman.
GUI guy.
The few days before opening day, he's in full celebration mode.
Right.
All right, clear the way. Can we get an escort from Keim's house to the facility, just in case? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's going to be thrilled. He's probably going to go try to pick up DeAndre Hopkins and egg Malcolm Butler's house for a little while. Dickhead, I gave you a good deal.
Where'd you go?
Quitter. Who's like the Simone Biles of the Cardinals, dick?
Couple hours of beer pong.
Yeah. Oh, man, he's already up. He had his power hour last night at midnight, throwing up all over D-Hop and J.J. Watt.
Midnight milk crate challenge.
Yeah.
Keim's the king of the milk crates.
Made it.
Okay, be careful. Happy birthday, General Manager Keim. Get an Uber.
You want to call Frank today?
Oh, yeah. We're doing a podcast with him. I'm bringing it up. All right, it's Seven Dust. It's your wake-up song. You got 25 minutes left. Cardinals for Steve Keim's birthday. 97936 gets you $1,000 maybe. It's easy peasy. Good luck.
Man, we should do this thing.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.